Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to go over my ebook in this wrap up. This is Doaa Darwish, and I would love to summarize all of the points that have been in the book. It's very interesting to know what you exactly need to deliver great content and design. And you need to know, like, what is actually great content and design. This is actually your ability to come up with a program that will result in real, tangible progress for your client, whether that is on the professional level or on the personal level. And first thing first, we got to talk about the barriers. Let's go over the barriers to great content before we move on to the steps of creating this great content and design e-learning program. Um, so the first barrier is basically to know the purpose, to have a clear cut, crystal clear purpose for your program. Number two is not fully exploring the skill gaps um, that your client has, what point he is at right now, what point he or she need to reach after taking your program. Number three is the program content and design not addressing the issue, not helping solve the problem. So whatever is there in the content, maybe too general, too, focused on something that is irrelevant to the problem, the content and design and instruction must all be in harmony to solve this one big problem your client has. So that's with the basic barriers. The fourth barrier is that the tutoring channel does not match the um, uh, style or taste or preference for your client. So basically, you're using a channel that the client is not interested in. You're using audio, they like video. You're using live, they like recorded, da da da. And that's not that's one of the barriers when you do not use the appropriate channel. The last basic barrier here to great content and design is not following up on the feedback for your client all throughout, starting from the very beginning, actually capturing their feedback from the point where they come and register, even like what they think of the way you market your course, to the point they sign up, and then all throughout the program till the program is finished and after the program. So feedback, huge, big barrier if it's not properly monitored. Then let's go to the steps to having this e-learning program, having high impact with our clients. Step one, totally top of mind, is the training needs analysis. You need to know what needs to happen after this client or this group takes the program with you. TNA, 5 main points. You need to know exactly what the personal or business goal is. You need to exactly know what the skills your client needs. What is the knowledge gaps? They need to be aware of the knowledge gaps. How are they going to be communicated this? Would they like to sit and discuss with you? Would they like to be, for example, in a webinar with their manager, with a group of peers, da da da? How are you going to communicate, and how are you going to be discussing the knowledge gaps? And the mode of instruction. How are you going to be offering this kind of tutoring or information, or helping your client come to the point where they are aware of their points of weaknesses and growing from there to their targeted skills? When anybody says mode of instructing, that automatically goes to, is it going to be coaching? Is it going to be mentoring? Is it going to be facilitating? Is it going to be training? What is it? You need to decide that with your client. For more information on the differences between the modes of instructing, I'm going to be adding a link down there down here in the comment section on this tutorial, just for anybody who wants to go there and have a look, or like, double check the differences between the modes of instructions. Step number 2, huge big step, assigning a contract. And when I say assign a contract, I mean you want to sit with your client or group of clients and actually make sure they are well aware, first of all, that there is a problem, that they want to solve this problem with you, and they are ready and willing to cooperate with you in order to solve this problem and reach their goal. So that's assigning a contract. Best things best, for sure. A written contract is way much better than a verbal contract. Both are called contracts. Written one is precise, is there for you to get back to, is clearer. If you have details in the mode of communication or in the goal, it's going to be there. You're going to sign it. This is going to be a point of reference. So all for written contracts. In the ebook, of course, you're going to be finding a link to a template that you can use with the written contract. So step number 3 is all about developing your learners' objectives. 5 points to quickly remind you of here and recap here. Got to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Why? Because developing learning objectives is all about having this challenging and realistic goal or target after covering this program. So this is going to be clear for them, how they're going to be measuring success, what is needed to be called for this program to be called success, what's the kind of effort they're signing up for, time, money, what are they going to be signing up for. It's got to be something that's really achievable, somebody who has similar skills as achieved, or something that is similar to an achievement that they've already done before. Relevant, solving a problem that they are interested to solve, and having a deadline. Milestones can be broken down to pieces and chunks for them to cover in a particular specified time. Step number 4 is all about deciding on the learning methodology. Adults do learn through experience. They want to be hands-on. They like to do things themselves. So recapping all of this, they need the program to be actually practical, to discuss with them rather than tell them. And number 2, it has to, whatever you give them, whatever you offer them, has to weave in and make sense to their old experiences. The learners have to agree that there is a point where they will meet you at and then take it further. That's how adult learning is, and that's how adults will accept, because they have the option when you offer them any piece of information. That's how the adult's mind processes things. They have the option of accepting or rejecting, because they always weigh it against their experiences. So it has to click with their experiences. Number 3, it has to have a clear benefit. What are they going to be making out of this? They have to be reminded with this benefit all the way through, so they make it till the very end. 4, self-directed. Adults will want to contribute in the planning. They want to choose. They want to have options. They want to tell about their preferences. They want to feel the control, where this program is going, how this program is running. They need to have this kind of power. It's got to be self-directed. And types of online courses. I mean, this is tying in with the point about their preferences, their planning, how the program is going to be. So the types of online courses will be basically 3 types. Offline, where they can have everything at any point in time. Everything is recorded. Everything is there on a space, on a server. They just go and hit the server. They get the data. 2, real time. That's basically meeting up with your client live and discussing things with them or with the group live. And blended is actually having both together. And the whole point here is to have the right balance with offline versus real time, such that the participants are engaged to the maximum. You want your participants to be happy with the amount they have self-paced offline versus the amount they have with you live or with their peers or groups and so on. So step number 5 is going to be designing your material. Now you know their preferences. Now you know how they'd like the program to be delivered, the kind of instructing that they prefer. It's time to get your materials ready. And you'll be surprised just thinking top of mind, because I've been working in the field of content and producing content for years and years now. Just thinking top of mind, the first 3 minutes, 15 plus types of content just hit me. And for example, these are, you can give them PowerPoint, you can give them videos, you can give them guides, SlideShare, you can give them white papers, checklists, surveys, webinars, podcasts, blogs, articles, mind maps. This is just, you know, an example of the content types that you can offer them. Of course, the bigger, the lengthier the program is, the more variety you need to offer them. And again, this is going to be according to their preferences and what keeps them engaged. In your program, when you're going to be using assessments, and assessments here do not come after delivering content, it's going to be coming right from the beginning all throughout and after the program is finished. And assessments are huge and crucial because it basically captures what has sunk into the minds of your learners, what they've grasped, what they've accepted. And there are several types: task-based simulations, situations where you actually imitate a realistic situation and see how they will react; branching scenarios, and these are going to give your clients a what if situation, and based on their answers, they're going to be led to other what if situations, leading them to the final conclusion. And then online group projects, working with other people to finish an online project; open-ended discussions and questions, where you're going to be able to see and monitor what they're going to be responding, if they actually are acting and thinking and behaving according to the way they have been coached or trained. Problem solving and case studies. Give them a case, realistic case, most probably. Just leave it open ended, see how they're going to be solving it. Blogs and forums. Blogs and forums are basically another form of group discussion, but making it more of a social media style. And that's the attractive part of it, is that they're going to be just talking, and in the blogs and forums, not noticing that they're being monitored. They're going to be free. They're going to be expressing their thoughts, and you're going to be there to, again, capture and monitor what's going right, what's going wrong, what seems to be absorbed, and what seems to not have been really illustrated to them, and so on. Finally, online interviews. You're going to be seeing your participant or your client face-to-face online, asking them questions, letting them ask you questions, and based on the interaction that happens, you just come up with an assessment, and you basically see where they're at. Step 6 is actually the execution phase. You run the training. And coming from a project management background, because I'm a project management professional since 2004, so I can tell you how, no matter how hard you plan for a project, you're going to find surprises when you execute. I mean, this is something that you cannot miss. Surprises will come up. Even with an extreme, complete, thorough dry run to your program or testing your platform, surprises will still come up. So that's the riskiest phase, the riskiest step. You're going to be ready. You're going to be waiting for surprises. The whole point about planning, steps 1 to 5, is to just go for the planning at your best to just minimize risks and surprises at step 6. 7 points to recap on running the program. You need to use a reliable SMS. I'm going to give you a link explaining what is SMS for anybody who's actually looking forward to know more information about SMS. Is a huge, big world that you should not, cannot, must not miss. I'm going to give you a link for reliable SMSs. So we have to have a reliable SMS. Predictability. Predictability here is in the sense of make things clear for them. Don't confuse them. Things should be like what they look like. If you want to give them a link, make it look like a link. If you want to give them a move forward button, make that obvious. So just be predictable, make the system predictable. Number 3, realism. Basically, ditch assumptions. You got to make them tell you what's going on, not assume that everything is okay. 4 is focus. Just to remind you, everybody, we are in the execution phase. We are in the execution step where the training is running. So step number 4 is focus. Make them focus on what is really important, what really matters. You don't want to, like charm them with the aesthetics that you have on your platform, whatever way the pages go from page to page, and then miss out on the content and questions and assessments, for example. You want to let them actually make the best out of this program in essence of change happening in their minds, not be impressed with what your things that you show off on your platform and them not coming out with any information or any personal changes happening to them, or professional, of course. So focus on what really matters, keep their attention on what really matters. 5, respect and acknowledge their need for speed. Use the minimal elements that will help pages flow from page to page real quick. You don't want them to wait for pages loading. You don't want them to, you don't want to lose their attention for a form that's being submitted and takes so much time. Need for speed, they have it. Don't ignore it. Keep it on mind. Be quick. Flawless, a display on what have you, on whatever device. If they sign in from their laptops, from their iPhones, from their tablets, from their iPads, from their in using whatever device, they still need to see a flawless display. 7, dry run. You need to go through the system from A to Z. Cannot emphasize how so very important this is, to be able to test the system right from the beginning of watching your ads, and signing up and going from one level to the next and doing assessments and asking questions and seeing what kind of feedback is hitting your email, seeing what kind of feedback is hitting your phone, and making sure the right feedback is being there. And when they engage with the system, it gives them the right reaction. So crucial. Cannot do without it. Cannot keep it for luck. You need to do this and make sure everything is going right. So step 7, evaluate your work. Actually, they're the ones that are going to be doing this for you, but you're just going to be giving them the tools to help them give you feedback. 7 very interesting ways for this is to give them social media surveys, to give them pop-up surveys on the platform when they're actually on the program, to give them SMS surveys, and give them different kinds of questions based on what you really want to capture. So use scale questions, which are like, choose one if choose from 1 to 5, where 1 is the best, 5 is the worst, or whatever, vice versa. Just give them scale questions. Yes or no questions where you need a precise answer. Multiple choice questions. Give them room for open space comments, just in case they have something on their mind that never hit you. So just give them open space comments. Be simple all throughout. Don't give them too much content. Don't give them too much context. Give them simple pages that's going to make it easy for them to browse and go from page to page. And last but not least is you need to make delayed surveys, meaning after the program is completed, they've gone back to their desks, they've gone back to their offices. You need to make surveys to make sure that they are actually performing on the required level and hitting the goals that they've been seeking before they came to you. So that can be after 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 1 year, maybe. I mean, you need to do surveys based on the situation to make sure the magic is happening after they've got back to work. Step 8, refine, simplify, and reset if needed. Now, step 8 is so important. I need to stress this so much. You need to watch out for 10 warning signs, 10 red flags. If you see any of these happening, don't hesitate to start step 1 from the beginning and see what's going wrong, what you're missing out on. If you don't have a system where if you did not do a dry run, if you didn't do a system walkthrough test, basically a dry run, if your learners are not choosing the platform, if you do not collect feedback from them, if your feedback forms are too long or too short, if you did not ask an expert on what they think on the wording and questions that you have on the system in the content, if there is any lack of progress measurement on the job, so you're not measuring their progress on the job after they go back to work, if you do not have clear standards of success, like what needs to happen for them to be called successful, for this coaching training program to be a success. If your learners showed poor level of understanding, of course, that's going to be through the assessments and engagement and interaction. If there is poor performance levels on the job, if they go back to the work, they're performing, nothing's improving, something's wrong with the program. You need to go and check what's going on with the program, what went wrong to make them, to make this program more impactful and effective. You need to go back to step 1, basically, and through from 1 to 7. If you did not pick, or if you did not see what went wrong and you see any of these red flags, you still have any questions, feel free to contact me, email me, ask me on admin@trainersbox.net. Call me, leave a message if I did not answer live, or SMS me on my phone. It's 845-459-2927. That's again, 845-459-2927. I hope this recap was helpful. I hope you will take it and, run off with it to a better, more successful 2021. Loads of time in the vacation, in the holidays, and you have all of the references that you need to know in order to get started, and all the help that you would have is here. Just let us know, and we'll be more than happy to give you a hand. Wishing you all the best and all the success, and speak to you soon.